My cat keeps stroking me and I'm trying to do my lip liners for this video. It's not helpful at all. Ignore the way my headphones are. They stay in my ears better like that. So like I'm trying to do my lip liner, she's just there knocking everything over. And it's not very fun. I want to read scary stories. I did this maybe a year ago. Did I do this a year ago? Maybe. I'm not sure if I did. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know where there's my microphone. So it's really close to me, so you should be able to hear me. So I'm still thinking of buying those stupid should probably not do that because you can't hear me. Those things you can hear better, but microphones has to work. I'm thinking of buying more microphones, but I'm not sure if I should buy microphones. I'm not 100% sure yet. If this cat doesn't get lost, I swear to God. Today we're going to read spooky, scary stories, and I love scary stories. But we're going to go off this one Redditor who has put, "What is your most disturbing, scary, or creepy real stories?" And this person, their name is deleted. 12 years ago? Jesus Christ, how old was I 12 years ago? Okay. A few years ago, I was walking through the woods of the beaten tracks. A bit, I smelled. Beaten track a bit, and I smelt this really overpowered fucking hell. Restart. A few years ago, I was walking through the woods of the beaten track a bit, and I smelled this really overpowering sweet smell. Being nosy, I pulled back the undergrowth and found a dead body. Oh, that's beautiful. The guy had clearly been there a while and wasn't looking great, all swollen and green and black with various runny bits. The local wildlife had also been dying well for a few days. Oh, I bet they had. I called the police who told me to wait with the body until they arrived. Being in the middle of nowhere, it took a while for them to arrive and it got dark, and I was just sat there in the dark with him for a long time. It turned out he had committed suicide. For a long time afterwards, I had dreams about him. He would talk to me and not nice things, mainly about how he was angry and I disturbed his resting place. He wanted me to kill myself. Probably just my imagination, but all pretty disturbing at the time. He still turns up in my dreams from time to time, and no doubt will be tonight after typing this. Fuck. Jesus Christ, did you hear that? That's crazy how, he's now in your dreams. This was 12 years ago, and so I'm guessing maybe I want to really find out if he's still in the dreams. And so this other story, also deleted 12 years ago, they said, about 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion pretty late at night, and the drive was about 2 hours. I didn't stay the night because I had to be back for work the following day. Most of the drive was on roads with dense bushes and trees on either side, the really creepy ones you see a lot in movies. Oh. Anyway, I had been driving for about 45 minutes and I was starting to get really tired. You know how sometimes you suddenly become really tired out of nowhere? Yes, I do. You know how I just read that. That happened to me. I knew I wasn't going to last, but I didn't come across any place that I felt I could park and safely sleep. Anyway, after it became clear to me that I wasn't going to find a place to pull over and my tiredness wasn't going away, I did something very questionable. Oh no. What'd you do? I pulled over to the side of the road onto the grass behind some bushes to try and hide my car from anybody else who was going to come past. The roads weren't empty. I came across another car every few minutes or so. I had a mental note at that time was 11:22 and then fell asleep. Sometime later I was awoken by scratching sounds. I looked at the clock, 11:50. The sound stopped after a few seconds and because I was extremely tired, I didn't bother looking around and simply went back to sleep. I was later awoken by the same sound. It was now 12:40. This time it really freaked me out because the sound didn't stop. The thought ran across my mind that it was just an animal expecting the car. But why would it return almost an hour later? It had left the previous time. I looked in my rearview mirror and just managed to catch a glimpse of something running away into the forest. Now at the time I thought it was a damn hook killer. You know, the ones that scratched the couple's car and then slaughtered the guy who got out to investigate. Fuck that, I thought to myself. So I got the hell out of there. There was a bend no more than 100 yards up the road, and as I came around it, there was a fucking car parked off to the side of the road with the driver's door open. I slowed down to look to see if anyone was in there. There wasn't. Then I looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see anything. All of a sudden, this guy comes sprinting around the corner. He starts screaming stuff like, hey you, get the fuck out of your car now. I noped the fuck out of there and sped off. I never saw the guy again. Moral of the story, don't fucking sleep on the side of a deserted road. What I really have to say, wow, like, that's a lot of swearing. A few summers ago, I went for a bike ride around midnight with a friend. We went our separate ways at the end of the evening, and I had about 2 blocks to ride back by myself. Because of construction, I had to ride on the sidewalk, but the streets were dead. But it wasn't a problem till right where I was about to turn left into my street. There was this guy walking by himself, maybe 40s, a little scruffy but not homeless. The sidewalk was narrow and I didn't want to freak him out, so when I got about 6 feet behind him, I said, "Hey, behind you." And he turned around and gave me this super angry look. I turned down the street and started to follow me, literally screaming about how I was a fucking... and he was going to kill me and all that. I lived right off the corner. I didn't want him to figure that out, so I decided to do another loop around the block. That's not the scary part. What the hell is? The scary part is that when I looped back round and looked down the street, I saw him standing on my fucking front stop, staring at the street like a motherfucker knew I lived there. He saw me ride by again and he didn't say anything. I ended up going back to my friends when mine got stolen from the alleyway by the house 2 days later. Edit, the guy was definitely not actually homeless. We have a large population of mentally ill in that area, unfortunately downtime of a medium-sized city. So if I didn't think the sidewalk was too narrow to pass, I wouldn't have disturbed him. Half the scary part was that he looked pretty much completely normal for my area. That being said, I ended up texting my mom. She made the decision to not notify law enforcement until my bike was stolen. Bye bye bike. Oh, there's a little one here. I posted this a couple of days ago on another thread. This isn't very interesting, but I woke up with blood gushing down my cheek when I was younger and I didn't feel anything, but my face felt wet. So when I went down to my parents' room, they freaked out. Till this day, we still have no clue what cut my face, but I needed 8 stitches next to my eye. We checked the sheets, pillow, pillowcases, edges of the bed, etc. Still no idea. Oh, there's one here. So I was sleeping and in the middle of the night, a character of my dream who was doing something turned her head, looked at me very seriously and said, "There's someone in your apartment, wake up." I nearly had a goddamn heart attack and my apartment was empty. It's so scary. When I was a young child, I had the same dream every night for a year about drowning when a huge wave swept over me and I sank to the bottom. Years later, I had a temp job delivering mail one summer during college. So this old lady sitting on the porch waiting for me. When I got up there, she looked at me and said in a foreign accent, "You were drowned when Oceanus sank beneath the waves." You drowned when Oceanus sank beneath the waves. Freaked me out. What's Oceanus? Is it a boat? I'm guessing it's a boat. Sorry, Sparkles. My cat is like attacking me basically. So many scary stories on this damn like app or online as I'm using. It's crazy, but they're all old. And so like I love to see newer ones, and these are all 12 years ago. I can never find newer stories. I search anywhere and everywhere. I am in a story with like a group chat, but that involves CJ's, like a YouTuber that does this sort of stuff. And that's where I think she finds her stories. And so I may have a look for next time on there so there's any good stories. But these are all like plain original stories, obviously below. None of them scared me. These are scary. As much I went back and read through a bunch of them, they weren't really interesting, so like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just not scared or I'm a wet wipe. That's not really the word, but like, I used to do a suicide and murder cleanup. The thing that gets you about the smell, it's not that bad. It's just that it's not as revolting as you would expect. That makes it worse. That sickly sweet aroma of human death. Like, yeah, rotten meat has a sweet smell, pungent smell. It almost food-like in a way, like curry or sweet or sour or something. Now a little fact about me, I was born without a sense of smell, so I'm never able to smell that. So it's even scary to think like, shit, I can't smell a human body, so there could be one under my bed. And I'd never know. I have a friend who lives in a super sketchy neighbourhood. He was riding his bike at night back to his house. On the other side of the street was a strange man. The man turned around and started charging towards my friend with a knife in his hand, screaming, "I'll kill you." Friend narrowly dodged the crazy murderous man, thankfully. He never goes riding his bike at night anymore. I wouldn't too. Stop reading stories now, scary stories, because this is like, from then on I read the story in an Irish accent. Oh, Random Nautica. I would love to watch Random Nautica videos, which I think I'll watch next. I don't know though. I think that's what's on next on my list, random Nautica videos, because they always bewilder me. Love them to bits.